Get out of this house, you eyesore! And don't come back. I don't want to see your disgusting face anymore. I'm completely sick of it. You don't deserve to live here.
Vanessa, don't you think this is a bit much? I can't believe you really threw all my stuff out of the window from the second floor. No matter how you feel, that's going overboard.
Huh? What's the problem? This is just my way of expressing my intense desire for you to leave. I deserve to express my feelings, don't I?
Seriously, Vanessa? Do you think you could learn to express your feelings without destroying all my possessions?
You only have yourself to blame. I told you I wanted you to get out of this house a million times, didn't I? You had every opportunity to follow through, but you didn't. This situation is your own fault for not listening to me. I haven't done anything wrong. If you won't do what I say, I'm going to have to resort to extremes.
Yes, I remember you expressing yourself before all this. You suddenly contacted me out of the blue and told me to get out of the house because you wanted my room. But I never actually agreed to that, did I?
So what? I don't need your agreement. Ugly freaks like you don't get to have an opinion. When a beautiful girl tells you to do something, you do it. That's the way of the world. If I tell you to get out of this house, you have no choice but to obey me and get out. Got that?
Huh? Do you seriously think so? Give me a break.
I've decided to move back home and become a hot tub streamer. But I can't use my own bedroom to do it, can I? People who know me might find out I'm a streamer if I use my own bedroom. And you should never work in the same space that you sleep and relax. Everyone knows that. So I have no choice but to use your room to stream in, of course. Now get out of my sight!
Knock it off, Nessa. You can't just kick someone out of their own home for a stupid reason like that. Have you lost it? And anyway, what's all this about wanting to become a hot tub streamer? What happened to your job?
Oh, that. I got sick of it, so I quit. Working is a pain anyway, to be honest. I mean, who can be bothered to get up at the crack of dawn 5 days a week? I figured streamers make a ton of money just by sitting at home all day, so I'll do that.
But that's crazy! I mean, even if you want to take up streaming, are you really sure it's a good idea to quit your job and go all in like this? Can you try and get by working and then just streaming on the weekends and see how it goes for a while?
No way! I couldn't stand working at that place another day. Even though I'm so beautiful, I have to share the same salary as all those ugly chicks I work with. It just doesn't make any sense. And all the old ladies get paid more than me, even though they're a bunch of wrinkly old hags. It's just unbearable.
Unfortunately for you, I don't think your pay rate is decided based on your looks, Ness.
Exactly! That's why I figured that since I was born beautiful, unlike you, I should use my good looks as the real moneymaker. It would just be a huge waste otherwise.
Look, as your sister, I think you're very beautiful as well. Anyone can see that you're an objectively attractive woman. I'm not going to argue with you there. But that doesn't automatically mean you can make a living as a streamer. That's a very competitive field, you know. I'm serious, Vanessa. Think about this. What if it doesn't work out?
Oh, come on! Don't be such a killjoy. You're only young and beautiful once. I have to make as much money as I can off my good looks while I'm still young. And it's easier to get popular if you you start young, isn't it? It's easier to get fans, too. I'll put my pretty face to work and become a world-famous streamer. Once I get popular, it'll be beyond easy to milk all the simps out there for money. I'll be a millionaire in no time.
What you do with your life is up to you, but don't drag me into it. I like living in that house, you know. I can walk to work in 15 minutes from there. Why do I have to leave just because you want to become a hot tub streamer or whatever? Get your own place.
But I already got Mom and Dad's approval.
You did?
Of course. I told them all about quitting my job and taking up streaming and so on, and they're totally fine with it. They told me that I can definitely accomplish my dreams and that they support my decision. So I asked them if I can kick you out of the house and use your room for streaming, and they said they're cool with it.
Huh? Are they really? You can't be serious.
I am serious. They said they'd rather live with a beautiful daughter than an ugly one. You hear me? Everyone in the family thinks you're a miserable waste of space. So just get out of here and leave us all alone, you ogre.
Joe, do you have a minute? It's an emergency.
What? An emergency? Are you in danger?
No, I'm not in danger or anything, but I'm in a bit of a bad situation right now. I'm sorry, but I went to your place and let myself in without asking. Did you get my voice message?
Sorry, I guess my phone was on silent or something. What's the situation?
I had to leave home!
Huh? Are you serious?
Or it might be more appropriate to say I was kicked out.
Whoa, that sounds pretty serious. Kicked out by who?
By my sister. She just suddenly moved back home a few weeks ago. She quit her job in the city or something. Then she started saying she wanted to use my room, so I needed to get out. And today, without any warning, she threw all of my stuff out of the window from the second floor.
Holy hell. That's nuts.
I know! On top of that, my parents are completely on her side with this. I didn't know what to do or where to go, so I just went over to your house. The door was unlocked, so I let myself in. Sorry for entering without permission.
It's fine, don't worry about it. But wow, I don't believe what I'm hearing. I had no idea your sister was such a psycho.
Tell me about it! She's always had a selfish streak to her personality, but I never thought she'd go this far. Anyway, I went straight to the real estate agents to inquire about a place to live, but they told me that it'll take at least 3 business days before I can move in anywhere. I guess I'll just have to stay at a youth hostel or something until then. But I have all my things with me, and it's too much to take to a hostel. I'm sorry for the inconvenience, but could you please let me leave my stuff at your place for a few days?
Huh? Seriously?
I promise I'll come and get everything as soon as I can move into a new place. It will only be for a few days.
Alright, I see. If that's what's going on, then you should have just explained it to me sooner. You don't need to bother renting a new room or staying at a hostel. Why don't you just stay with me at my place from now on?
Really? Are you sure? You'd be okay with living with me?
Of course I would. You're my girlfriend. I can't just leave you to fend for yourself in this situation.
Wow. I don't know what to say.
Call the real estate agents and tell them to cancel whatever plans they've made. You've already found somewhere to live.
Thank you, Joe. Seriously, thank you so much. I have no words.
Don't worry about it. We've already decided to get married one day. So, we were going to start living together sooner or later, right?
Well, I guess that's one way of looking at it.
I'm really looking forward to living with you, babe.
Great. I feel the same. Thank you, Joe.
Hi, Erin. It's been ages, hasn't it? How's life? Are you doing okay these days?
Huh? Vanessa?
Yep, it's me. Good to know you haven't forgotten about your beautiful younger sister.
How could I?
Actually, there's a reason I contacted you today. I have a big announcement for you. Are you sitting down?
What is it?
I'm getting married next month!
Whoa, really?
Uh-huh. I found a good guy and we finally decided to tie the knot. Amazing, huh? Are you happy for me? I guess you won't be able to get married since you have a face as ugly as sin, but at least you can experience the joys of marriage through me. Don't get jealous, though.
Hold on a minute. I want to congratulate you and everything. But just answer me one question before we continue. How did you get my contact details? My phone number and email and everything have changed since you kicked me out of the house 5 years ago. So, how did you find me?
Yeah, I realized that when I tried to get a hold of you. So I had to ask around for your new contact info.
Who did you ask? I don't have that many friends or anything. So there's only a handful of people who have this number.
That's the thing! Are you ready for the interesting part? I had Joe tell me!
Joe told you? Wait, I'm confused. How do you know how to contact Joe but not how to contact me?
Oh dear. I forgot you're as slow as you are ugly. Well, let me explain. Your boyfriend Joe is the man I'm going to marry. I'm going to be his wife.
Huh? What are you saying? Is that a joke?
I had no idea my sister's boyfriend would be such a good catch. Usually butterfaces like you could never even dream about getting a boyfriend. But I guess you must have really done your best and put yourself out there, huh?
Hold on a minute. What's going on here? You're marrying Joe? Explain yourself.
What else is there to explain? I already told you. I'm marrying Joe. I mean, sure. I guess his looks leave a little bit to be desired. But he's really kind and funny and smart. And more importantly, he's a big shot working at a famous company. He's only in his early 30s, but he already makes over $100,000 a year. Talk about a promising future.
Don't mess around, Ness. I'm serious. Explain yourself properly. Are you really telling me you're planning on marrying my boyfriend, or is this some kind of sick joke?
Yeah, the truth is we've been dating for 3 years now.
3 years? That can't be real. That's over half the time we've been together.
I got bored one day, and I was wondering what you'd been up to, so I looked you up on Insta. And that's how I found out you were living together with a guy. I can't believe you never even told me. I wondered what kind of man would want to date a freak like you, so I checked out his profile. Imagine my surprise when I saw what a great catch he is. So I started messaging him, and he was more than happy to go along with my flirting. I guess you must have left him really unsatisfied or something. But then again, who'd be satisfied having you as a girlfriend?
So you're saying you went after him specifically because he is my boyfriend? You're unbelievableness. Whether it's true or not.
Oh, it's true. And you better believe it. You know, it seems like he'd heard a lot of bad things about me from you. You're so mean, sis. He seemed to have this image in his head that I was a selfish and immature kind of girl, but I soon dissuaded him of that notion. And now he's head over heels in love with me. He said with a pretty face like mine, he's willing to forgive anything. Being born beautiful sure does have its advantages.
Oh my god. What is happening right now? I feel like I'm going crazy. Joe and I have been living together for 5 years now. And you're saying you've been dating him for 3 years already? Huh?
Wow, you really are as slow as you are plain. I almost feel bad for you. You really never noticed the man you were living with had another woman in his life? My god, that's hilarious! You must have been so trusting this entire time. You don't even go through your boyfriend's phone? Talk about naive. Joe would always joke that his house has a live-in maid, so he has plenty of free time to go on dates with me. Convenient for us, huh? Thanks for taking care of my honey bun all these years.
Are you crazy? What the hell is wrong with you? Who is he calling a live-in maid anyway? I can't believe Joe would say that about me. And as for you, I always knew you were a selfish brat, but this is just on a totally new level. You're both scumbags. There are lines you shouldn't cross in this world.
Yeah, sorry. This must be a bit of a surprise for you, I'm sure. Like, I know you might have it rough and all hearing this news, but we're having an absolute blast right now. My streaming career never really took off in the way that I expected it to, but if I can just marry a rich guy instead, I guess that means everything turned out okay in the end. Now I'll be Joe's full-time housewife. I can't wait. We're going to be so happy together.
You really think that the two of you can find happiness through a relationship that started like this?
Of course I can. Who cares about you anyway? I'm going to marry your boyfriend, and there's nothing you can do about it. I'm sorry it had to be this way. I had to take away your long-term boyfriend to find my own happiness. But don't let it get you down. Yeah?
I won't. In fact, I really don't mind at all, to be honest.
Wait, what?
You want to take Joe away? Sure, you can have him. I'm a little bit shocked you two were cheating behind my back for the last 3 years. I really had no idea about that. But I was planning on breaking up with him anyway, so I don't mind. If anything, I should really be congratulating you two. Thanks for freeing me of this whole situation. Enjoy my sloppy seconds. And have fun cleaning up after him in my stead, Vanessa. I'm sure you two will be very happy together.
Really? You're calling Joe your sloppy seconds? Now that's unbelievable. Don't try to act tough. I know you're crying about this on the inside. We both know you're lucky he ever looked at you twice, you ugly troll.
Honestly, you never change. You might have a cute exterior, but you're always so bland and mean when you talk. I wish you would do something about it.
Who cares? I can say whatever I want. Where do you get off telling me how I should talk? And what about you? No matter how well-spoken you are, a freak is still a freak. Anyway, what do you mean you were planning to break up with Joe? Explain yourself. Don't try to put on a brave face just because you're frustrated I stole him from you.
Honestly, I promise I'm not putting on a brave face. I really have been wanting to dump him for quite a while now.
You're lying. I don't believe a single word you're saying. Liar! Liar!
Don't get me wrong. I knew that Joe was treating me like a housekeeper even before you told me he said that. He always leaves his dirty dishes all over the place for me to wash up. He never vacuums or cleans anything. He leaves crumbs everywhere. And he scatters his possessions all over the house and never puts anything away. It's like pulling teeth trying to get him to do any housework at all. On top of that, every night he whines that he's tired from work and forces me to rub his feet for him while he watches TV. I can't lie, it's been a huge pain.
But you endured all that stuff because you love him, right? You might not have wanted to be treated like that, but you went along with it anyway because you wanted him to marry you one day. Didn't you? You're a butterface, so he might be your only chance. No, he is your only chance. You'll never find another man willing to marry you. Sorry, but I guess all of that effort you went to has gone to waste now.
You're way off base. It was all about the money, you see.
What do you mean by that?
I took care of all the housework, and in exchange, he promised to handle the rent and living expenses. As long as I just handled the housework and took care of Joe, I could keep saving up money, and now I have more than enough to move out. So I didn't mind at all, really. Now I have enough to live more than comfortably. Maybe get a car, a mortgage, go overseas.
Wait, are you serious? No way. That's not fair.
So basically, because of Joe, I've been able to save up a small fortune. And now you've given me the perfect opportunity to get out of this toxic relationship I have with him. If anything, it's almost like you guys have been the ones taking care of me this whole time, and I didn't even know it.
I have no idea what you're on about. You're crazy. You're talking nonsense, I tell you. Joe makes $100,000 a year, doesn't he? And he pays for all your rent and living expenses by himself. Why on earth would you say no to that? He might not be the perfect boyfriend, but how could you want to leave when you're completely taken care of? You'll never have an opportunity to be with a guy like that again. I'm telling you.
Well, a $100,000 income doesn't mean anything when you have a $100,000 debt.
Huh? What's that?
You heard me. His salary is definitely good, naturally. But I've always known he wasn't that good at saving money. So he has no savings at all. It's hard to imagine a future with him because of that, you know? I mean, what's he going to be like as an old man?
Hold on. Pump the brakes a minute. What's this about a $100,000 debt? I've never heard a single thing about a debt. Explain right now.
Yeah, it's pretty surprising, right? And despite the money he makes, it isn't really going down. I think it's gotten bigger these past 5 years, if anything. So, all things told, I really don't mind letting go of a man like Joe. So, go ahead. Enjoy your future together. I wish you two the very best.
Don't ignore me, Aaron. I told you to explain yourself. The thing you said just now about the debt is a joke, isn't it? A pathetic attempt at a joke. You're mad at me for stealing your man, so you decided to play a little prank. Right?
Why don't you ask Joe about it yourself? I have to get going. Things to do, plans to make. And don't worry, I'll be leaving this house ASAP. Now you'll be the one cleaning it up. Good luck with your engagement. And don't worry about inviting me to the wedding.
Wait, don't go, Aaron!
Hey! What the hell? You told Vanessa about my debt.
Ah, I see. So you were hiding it from her after all. I thought that might be the case.
Of course I was hiding it. Only an insane woman would consider marrying a man with $100,000 of gambling debt. I knew I would blow my chances with Vanessa if I told her, so I've been hiding it the whole time we've been together.
I never thought I'd hear that name come out of your mouth. So the two of you really were dating behind my back for the last 3 years. My sister and my boyfriend. As much as I wanted to break up with you before this happened, I have to admit I'm a little taken aback by all this.
Oh, come on. Can you really blame me? No man would be able to resist a girl as hot as that coming onto them. Cheating or not, I just couldn't help it. I've always kept my relationship with her on the down low so you wouldn't notice. But then a few weeks ago, I finally proposed. She said yes, and I really thought I had it in the bag. But now you've completely ruined my chances with her, damn it. It's all your fault. 3 years, up in smoke. How are you planning on making this up to me, huh?
Why would I want to make this up to you, Joe? Don't be stupid. Think it through. I haven't done anything wrong here, and I don't owe you a damn thing.
Then what about my money?
What about it?
I bought her a $100,000 engagement ring, you know.
Oh my. That must be a pretty impressive ring.
But now she's not even going to marry me, you know. The whole thing is totally in ruins. I lost $100,000 just because you couldn't keep your mouth shut.
And to think you could have paid off your debts with that money. What a shame.
It's all your fault. You owe me that money. It's only fair. Give me $100,000.
Seriously?
Yeah, seriously. We're talking about $100,000 down the gutter here. You need to take some responsibility for this. I'll sue you.
If you want to talk about money, then how about alimony?
What alimony? Are you crazy or something?
Don't get me wrong, I was planning to break up with you anyway. But I had no idea you were cheating on me with my very own sister. I knew all about your bad spending habits, but the cheating is news to me for sure. Because of your lies and betrayal, my mental state is in total chaos. So I have no reason not to ask for alimony. Let's see. How about $100,000?
Don't screw around, Erin. You can't ask for alimony if we're not married. Hell, you and I aren't even engaged. I never bought you an engagement ring or proposed or anything. This is just a regular old breakup and you get nothing.
Are you sure about that? Don't you remember what you said when I came to live here all those years ago? We've already decided to get married one day, so we were going to start living together sooner or later, right?
Oh. Well, so what? That's not a proposal or anything. And it's definitely not a marriage.
I always took it as a clear intention to get married. And you must have felt the same way at some point. Otherwise, you wouldn't have said that.
Oh. Well...
And I have heard stories of people getting alimony in these kinds of situations. So, I might as well try.
Oh, come on! You've got to be kidding.
Well, I doubt I'll be able to get $100,000 out of you, but I ought to be able to receive something. I'll have to ask for advice.
From who?
From a lawyer, of course. I need professional advice before I go ahead with anything.
You're gonna talk to a lawyer?
If I tell them that my fiancé of 5 years that I've been living with turned out to be dating my little sister behind my back, I'm sure they'll be able to figure something out.
Hold on a second. Is that really necessary? I'll never ever forgive you if you tell a lawyer about this. You got that, Erin? I'm serious. Don't even think about it.
You think I'm interested in your forgiveness? We're already done, Joe. I don't care if you forgive me or not.
Alright, I get it. I'll give up on trying to get the money for the ring off you. So promise me you won't talk to any lawyers, okay? Please.
Help me, Erin!
What do you want now?
submitted our wedding papers!
Oh, is that right? So, you guys are married now?
I tried to break it off with him because of his gambling debts, and he told me if I wanted to cancel our engagement, I would need to give him the ring back. But it's too late for that. I sold the ring the other day. I was pissed off that he tried to hide his debt from me, so I took it to a pawn shop.
Seriously? You sold a $100,000 ring?
What? $100,000? They only gave me $20,000 for it!
Well, either Joe was lying or you got ripped off. I guess I don't really care either way.
That explains why Joe seemed extra mad when he found out. He said if I'm not going to give the ring back, I have to marry him. I'd already filled out my half of the papers, so he just took them with him to the town hall and submitted them.
Wow! Congratulations on your marriage.
No! I don't want this! Erin, you need to do something. I'm your little sister. Help me! He's your ex-boyfriend, right? Convince him to break it off with me or something.
Huh? Well, if it comes to that, he's your husband, isn't he? Convince him yourself, why don't you? He's your responsibility now.
He's not my husband. He's not. I refuse to acknowledge this marriage. I thought he was supposed to be a rich man. I don't want to be married to some loser with a debt. I deserve so much better than that, don't I?
Calm down, calm down. This isn't that bad, Ness. I mean, he may be the biggest loser on the planet with an even bigger debt, but it's not the end of the world. All you have to do is pay back the debt and then everything will be all right. You said yourself he's quite the catch, right?
But what am I supposed to do about my debt?
Wait, your debt? You have a debt?
Yeah, the truth is I have like $50,000 of debt. I bought all this streaming equipment like high-end cameras and ring lights and so on, and before I knew it, I had racked up a huge debt.
Whoa, seriously? You've got to be kidding! That's an insane amount of money!
I know! That's why I thought Joe would sort it out for me because he's so rich. At least I thought he was. But now it turns out he has a debt too. And when I told him about my debt, he told me to do something about it on my own. He won't do anything to help me even though we're married now. He's so selfish.
Congrats! You two have even more in common than I thought you did. I hope you'll be very happy together. Anyway, I have to go. House showing in an hour. Bye, Vanessa.
Are you kidding me? Why won't you help me out here? Don't you understand the situation I'm in? You can't just leave me out to dry. I'm your sister. We're family, so help me. I won't call you ugly anymore, so do something about this, okay?
Sorry, Ness. I refuse. I'm fed up talking to someone with such an ugly personality.
You don't mean that.
I don't really give a damn what happens to you from here on out. Anyway, how about you put that face of yours you're so damn proud of to work and earn some money? Like you said, you're only young once. And if you don't hurry up, you'll never be able to pay back that debt. Since then, Vanessa and Joe have been working together to slowly pay back their debt, penny by penny. However, it turned out the place Vanessa borrowed money from was a less than legitimate establishment. Even as she desperately tries to pay it off, thanks to the interest on the debt, the amount of money she owes never seems to decrease. On top of that, the loan sharks found out where Joe works and started contacting his company regularly and telling them to make him pay. Because of this, Joe's reputation at work has declined significantly, and he's embarrassed to show his face there. In order to save money even a little more, Vanessa and Joe ended up moving back into Vanessa's old room at my parents' place. But it wasn't long until Mom and Dad started complaining to me about loan sharks coming to the house. My mom begged me to come and help her out, but seeing as how she allowed Vanessa to kick me out in the first place, I didn't feel much sympathy. I hope they're all making each other miserable.